Hi everyone, and welcome back to a music reaction video. I appreciate you stopping by. And today the song I chose to listen to is Into the Void by Black Sabbath. Now, I received this again as a suggestion from Mike G4211, and he also sent me a donation, so thank you so much for the suggestion and donation. And in the comment, he mentioned that Into the Void is a song that Geezer Butler, who's the bassist of Black Sabbath, suggested in an interview that Iommi seriously started true metal with this iconic riff loved by all metal fans still today. And actually, I feel like I have possibly heard the main riff to this song before. Like, I can't remember exactly how it goes, but I remember there being like some kind of rest in the main riff. Um, so we'll see. We'll confirm if that is true or not, I guess, with this reaction. Um, but yeah, this is from the same record, 1971, Master of Reality. Actually, my first Sabbath reaction was also from that record. I believe it was Children of the Grave. Um, and yeah, I'm pretty excited to listen to this one again. If I have heard it before, it's definitely been a long time. So we'll go ahead and check it out. And in the words of Jeff Walker, let's rock. Ooh. Okay, I do remember this riff. There is like a pretty strong rest in there, as you can hear. So I did remember that correctly at least. Wow. I love the way that bass came in with that meaty tone, by the way. That sounds really nice. Um, I believe this is just like Children of the Grave. I believe these guitars are also down-tuned. They sound like heavier than E standard for sure, or darker, I guess. Like how he comes in with that slide. I feel like back in the day they weren't doing that as often to like introduce songs or introduce new sections in songs, like sliding the fretboard. That must have been like kind of innovative too, I feel like. But you see that a lot in metal nowadays, where they kind of slide into a note or a section. Like, it doesn't sound like a very complex riff, but this riff is just so like iconic. You can just tell it's iconic from the way you hear it. Like, it's one of those riffs that you can hum in your head, or it'll come once you hear it, it'll be stuck in your head later on without you even knowing. It's definitely one of those riffs. And then that bass sounds really, really nice, by the way. I'm not saying for sure this is doom metal, but it sounds like this could be one of Black Sabbath's doom metal songs, in my opinion. Like, just the slow kind of vibe of it is kind of groovy as well. I feel like this could be one of the foundational songs of doom metal, in my opinion. I'm trying to pinpoint something, but the bass tone here sounds different, I feel like. Let me compare it to the beginning bass again. Okay, it is about the same actually throughout the whole song, but I want to point out the bass tone in this song. It reminds me a lot of like the bass tone to the beginning of NIB, and it's definitely a very like unique bass tone. Like it sounds kind of bouncy, I would say. It sounds like there's some kind of effect he's using as opposed to like traditional bass plugged into it, an amplifier. Like it sounds, I don't know how to describe it, but let's listen to that again. Like if you listen to the bass for NIB in the beginning, like the beginning bass solo, it kind of sounds like that a little bit. And it's a really, really unique bass tone in my opinion. But let's get back into that section again. Rocket engine burning fuel so fast, up into the night sky they blast, through the universe the engine whine, would it be the end of man and time? Back on earth the flame of life burns low, everywhere is misery and woe, pollution fills the air, the land and sea, man prepares to meet his destiny. And again, Ozzy's lyrics are like kind of about like some kind of theoretical man or some kind of hypothetical situation where like it's the end of man or the end of his life or something like that. I noticed that, and also with these lyrics, it kind of sounds like that. It's like man prepares to meet his destiny, just like in Sabbath, Bloody Sabbath. I think it was like a man preparing for his death or something like that, you know? I feel like that's very common with Black Sabbath slash Ozzy lyrics, is this kind of messaging where a person is preparing to enter like a hell or something like that. Or I guess the void in this case. Oh, I like this riff too. It's like a... That riff sounds nice. I like how all the instruments kind of meet together on the downbeat. It sounds so nice, like dun, dun on the downbeat, right? It sounds so nice. Rocket engines burning fuel so fast, up into the black sky so fast, burning metal through the atmosphere, Earth remains in worry, hate and fear, with the hateful battles raging on, rockets flying to the glowing sun, through the empires of eternal void, freedom from the final suicide. One thing I want to point out with the vocals here before, I believe this is a new section coming in, so I'm quite excited. But I feel like Ozzy's vocals on this song are like extra nasally kind of, and he's talking really fast, and you can kind of also hear like an echo being applied to his voice, which is kind of cool as well. Yeah. Ooh. Picking up a lot. Man, I gotta say again, I really like how this song is transitioning to these different sections. It's like kind of like Iommi doing his own thing with little other instruments, and then the bass comes in with the really, really like meaty tone, like I mentioned before, just like the intro. Um, and then everything, all the instruments come together. It sounds really, really nice. And here you can hear just a little faint drumming in the background to keep the beat. Once the bass comes in, you get the whole rhythm section. Man, I love this riff again. I might argue I actually like this riff more than the intro riff, which I think is the more iconic riff that this song is known for, but this riff right here I actually really, really like. It's like super nice how the notes land, I guess is how I describe it. Oh, that was a pretty short solo. Let's rewind that again. I could hear two guitars in there again. I guess Iommi is kind of known for, or kind of pioneered like these dual tracked guitars during his solos. Let's listen to that again though. Nice bend. So you can hear two guitars right here. Oh, it was a really short solo. I kind of wish it was a bit longer, but it was one of the more melodic solos, I'd say. For sure, with all his bending and everything. It sounds almost a little bluesy, I would say, actually. It sounds really nice, though. Another riff too, post solo riff. Oh wow. Ooh, okay, I didn't know we were gonna be rewarded with another solo from Tony right there. Wow. Okay, let's listen to that again. That one was a pretty unique, I would say. Um, so the beginning of that solo, he does like this thing, I think, where he's bending on like the low E string, like he's doing a long bend. So he plays three notes, then he does this long bend on the low E string. On different notes on the low E string, he does like a long bend, and then this right here is really peculiar. here he's like panning the little guitar lick, um alternating between the left and the right ears, which is really cool. I don't think I've seen Iommi do something like that in his solos before. But then I want to talk about this like section before again because his like long bend kind of sounds like he's using like a whammy bar. But I don't think I've seen him play with the whammy bar before. So I doubt he's actually playing with the whammy bar. Like he's doing that with whammy bar, but it's like the closest thing to a whammy bar sounding that you can get without using a whammy bar, I feel like. Let's listen to that again though. Like it sounds like he's like using like a whammy bar to make that note a little bit. But I don't think he is. And this is so cool too. Double track guitars again. Wow, and I think this is the final track to this record as well, Master of Reality. And wow, that is an amazing track to end on for sure. I actually heard that this record, when it first came out, like it wasn't that well received, but looking back in retrospect, it's probably one of Black Sabbath's best albums, I think. There's like so many good songs on this. I know Sweet Leaf is also on this record as well. Of course, you got Children of the Grave, and then you also have this Into the Void song, which is really, really nice. I really like the riffs in this one for sure. Like the intro riff, of course, is iconic, but like I said, that other riff in this song is also like super super nice. There's really nice riffs scattered throughout, and then I really liked how the instruments came together on this one. Like I didn't talk about the drums that much, but the drums sounded really really nice in this song too. Like definitely did a good job like keeping the rhythm together and on lock and everything, and hitting the downbeat, to make all the riffs sound really really nice. Um, yeah, I like this one a lot. When it comes to lyrics, I kind of picked up that like it's like some kind of situation where someone is like leaving Earth to go somewhere else for freedom, and on Earth it's like a hellhole or something like that. Is what I picked up from the lyrics. Maybe they're going into the void or something like that. But pretty interesting subject matter again from Ozzy, and also of course a really interesting solo section which I've talked a lot about already. So I won't really dive into that again. But really cool solo section by Aoyumi. Two solo sections actually. But yeah, that is my reaction to Into the Void by Black Sabbath. Thank you again for the suggestion. If there's any more Black Sabbath suggestions, please feel free to send them in the comments. But I'll definitely react to some more Black Sabbath in the future. And I appreciate you watching this video.